to another interesting edition of One on One on Pep TV. My name is Debbie Oluchi, and today I have with me a very beautiful goddess in the movie industry. Do you want to hear from her? Then stay with me, and my guest will join me shortly. Yeah, ma'am, it's a privilege having you on Pep TV.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself to our wonderful viewers?
Yeah, my name is Wumi Olabimtan. I'm an actor, story writer, and a producer, and I'm a nurse at the same time.
An actor, a producer, a script writer, a nurse.
Yes.
4 things altogether. Only one person. How do you get to do that?
As a nurse, I have that as a career.
Okay.
I have acting as a career as well, but I've got passion for acting since my childhood.
Okay.
So it's what I love to do. So I've started my acting career before I changed and diverse to nursing because I studied mass comm from Polytechnic Ibadan and Olabimtan University before I proceeded to University of Cumbria in United Kingdom to study nursing. So I have acting as a career, and at the same time, I'm a nurse.
So should I put it this way, that you're pursuing 2 careers at the same time?
Yeah.
Are you practicing as a nurse?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you get to blend? Because being a nurse on its own is a huge responsibility. Being an actor and everything you've mentioned is another huge responsibility. How do you balance the 2?
It's 2 different things that you cannot combine. But when you have passion for something, I don't think you can be disturbed with other ones. That's why that I'm a nurse. I have passion for acting.
Okay.
It doesn't correlate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have to walk it along. So I find time out of my own time to act, to write my script, and make sure everything I do in my own nursing career is not suffering.
So you're trying to tell me that if I'm sick, I can come to you?
Definitely.
You give me injection?
I don't give injection if there is no any diagnosis.
No, of course, obviously. Probably from the doctor's prescription,
Yes.
you could give me injection.
Yes.
And if I also want to do a movie, I could come to you to write scripts for me?
Definitely.
Wow. Let me just say that you're a woman of many parts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so at what point in your life did you go into, because you said you started your acting career from a very young age, so at what point did you start the acting career?
What I mean by I started acting career from my younger age is, when you were in church and you started acting, not professionally, but I started in 2003.
Okay.
2003 under Wumi Films production in Ibadan.
Okay.
And from there I went to Ayo Oluyemi Films here in Ibadan as well. So I've got Wumi as my boss and Ayo Oluyemi as my boss and Baba Wande as my boss, because there is no how I will write my history without putting that signature. It's a very huge one.
Wow.
Yes.
So you have 3 people putting what they have inside of you.
Yes.
Well, no wonder you have an excellent.
And what you don't even know.
Okay.
Being an actor, our parents, when we want to have that as a career, we always have a talking blocks like your parent doesn't want you to go for that, and you want to do it. They will prove it to you that they know the best thing for you.
Yeah.
They can choose for you, because at that tender age, they'll be like, right, you want to do this. Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a nurse? Do you want to be a pilot? And out of that, you go like, oh, right, I don't want to do that. I want to go into acting. And they'll be like, wow, what do you need? Are you sick or something? And I'll be like, oh, that's what I like to do. Yeah. And during that process, people don't know that I have a brother in the industry who is Moiwa Ademola. His dad and my dad, they were very, very close. His dad, when he was alive.
Okay.
But now, what I'm going to tell you is, it's acting then was what I like. Now, it's what I love.
Wow.
I do hide it from my parents then. So that's why I couldn't come through the industry via Muiwa and Jemola. Because if I should do that, there is no way my parents would know.
No.
Because he will tell his dad, and his dad will definitely inform my dad. So definitely I won't be able to act. So they will easily tell me, you are a male, she's a female. I don't want her to be vulnerable. You know, as a female, they protect our interests.
Yeah.
They protect our dignity. Like, we don't want you to get exposed into that industry. But as a male, you can do anything you like. Do you get what I mean?
I do.
But as a female, my parents will be like, no, you can't go into that. So that's why I find a corner, like a shortcut to get in. Yeah.
Okay, let me just ask you this question. At what point did your acting career start? Like, when did you exactly start your acting career?
And that was in 2003 under Wumi Films production in Ibadan.
Okay.
And then after then, when I started with Wumi, then I went to Ayo Oluyemi
Okay.
in Ibadan as well. And I can't forget Baba one day because as I do say, I've got 3 bosses. I've got Wemimo, Olupo, Ayo Oluyemi, and Baba one day.
So you have all those 3 people pouring into you everything you are today.
Yes, there is no how I'm gonna write my history without their signature. Yeah.
Okay. What exactly was it that triggered your interest? Like, okay, you said you started your acting career from a young age. So what is it that's okay? I love this person. Probably someone you saw on the screen. I want to be like this person. Or I like the way this person acts. Or what was it?
Yeah, I think the only thing is when we were small and you would definitely have a role model. Then I don't like mentioning names because we need to be diplomatic with whatever we say. So everybody, positively, whenever you impute positive impact into the industry, you're my role model. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I started my acting career in 2003, but I started at the earlier age when I was in primary school, in church. So I've got the interest since then, when we used to act in church. So that's when I developed the interest. And when I went to school, I went to Polytechnic Ibadan and Olabisi Onabanjo University. I studied mass communication. And when I did mass communication, I was like, all right, where do I major? So I major on TV broadcast. So when you are on TV broadcast, you definitely should be able to face
the camera.
So I said, all right, I've got the interest to go and do acting, but I don't want to study the course, finishing mass communication and going for theater art again. Oh my God, can I just get a shortcut? That was when I went to Wemimo Olupo to go and get the form.
Okay.
And that was how it all started.
All right. So for you, African parents, when your parents, when you went to them and say, okay, I want to act. Okay, I've finished my degree in mass communication, but I feel I want to go into theater art. What was their reaction?
They never supported me at the initial stage because they were like, right, all your mates, they go for a very good cause. Like every parent wants their children to be a lawyer, doctor, nurses,
I can imagine.
How can you tell me you want to be an actor? Come on, think about it. And I was like, that's what I want. I said, no, that's not going to work. So I said, right, you said it's not going to work. It's my life. But I understand their own concern as well. As a parent, they are trying to protect my interest. But I was like, right, even when I wanted to start this acting career, I could have gone through Moiwa Ademola at the initial stage because he's my brother. So I said, right, if I should go through him, his dad and my dad, they were very close when he was alive. So I said, right, if I should go through him, I don't think that was the right channel. So that was the reason why I went to Wemimo Olupo, because I'm very, very sure that my parents would tell me no. Because they believe you cannot protect yourself. You'll be vulnerable in that industry and be exposed to many things in the industry. You remember those days? Now we're talking about rape and other things. In those days, we're talking about 70s, 80s. Then, do you know that rape happens?
That's true.
Rape happens.
It has always been in existence.
Abuse happens. I'm telling you. But because of our society, because of our culture, because of our norms, when that abuse happens from an elderly man to a very young girl, she won't be able to talk. One, if you talk, You might not be able to have any man to marry you.
Yeah.
It will be a shame for you and your parent. And there may be a threat at the same time. So all those things there. So all this thing that is happening now,
Right now.
is in existence then as well. So all those things, the parents are always,
Very careful.
very conscious of that. Like, I don't want my child to be exposed to any abuse or rape, so you cannot go into that acting. I want you to go to school, study, come out to work and be a successful person. Let me tell you, being an actor, it's a successful career.
Sure. It's a profession.
So I didn't regret it at all. So my parents, they supported it later. Because they got no option by the time they saw me on the screen. Oh, is that you?
all right. So let me just ask you this, because I can imagine that is sitting behind the TV, and all of a sudden, who is this person? And cause, is this not your daughter? Is she the one? Because they're not aware you're into it. Because they're not aware you're acting. So what was it for them when they finally knew that you were into acting?
Right, I remember vividly. The first movie I featured in was Efushito Anirura.
Okay.
But my parents, they could not recognize me. They were like, is that her? No, she won't be the person. So later, I featured in Baba Wande movie, and they saw me. And the first thing they said, oh, is that you? Do you want to go into that career? I said, no, I just went there. We were from school and we went to go and visit them. We went to go and do an interview. I was trying to cover up. Then I realized that if I want to further, I need to come up with my intention.
Yeah, you need to let them know.
So I went to Baba Wande, Karim Magic Poetry, to let him know that I've got passion for this. I do write story. I want to be acting. How do I go about it? He now advised me then that, right, as long as your parents didn't support you, there is nothing
you can
do about it. Wow. But the only thing he can do is to follow me home, have a discussion with him, sample his own opinion. If it's possible, then I can go ahead. If it's not possible, I'm sorry, darling, you have to kill it.
Wow.
So he followed me home. He tried to speak with my parents, and then my parents were like, right, if you want him to go there, I don't want him to be acting another person's movie. It has to be yours. So if anything happens,
I'll hold you responsible.
You're going to be responsible and accountable for everything that happens to her.
So that was how it started off.
Yeah.
And how are they feeling now?
Oh, good. They're feeling good because there will be some time in your career that, especially in this acting career, as a lady, if you have a parent and they think it is the right time for you to have a husband, to get married, to settle down, and that thing is not coming forth, they'll be like, right, you have to quit now and find something to do. It seems you are not serious. It seems you are carried away. Because when you are acting, when you go on location, you are in another realm entirely. You forget everything. That's the spirit. So they were like, you're not going to serious, you don't want to marry, you don't want to have any kids, right, you have to get something done. So, and due to all other things that I encounter then I made up my mind, right, I have to stop acting for a while.
Okay.
And settle down, and later I'll come back. We have some challenges. All actors have their own challenges,
obviously.
And female actor, when you first join, as long as you didn't have your money to produce, you will face some challenges. Like then, as I've said earlier, when I started, I would go to some location. I've been to Lagos, and I spent like 7 days from Ibadan to Lagos. I spent my money to stay in a hotel. I didn't act in a scene, no.
Wow.
Because they didn't invite me.
Okay.
Because I was just like, all right, a friend of mine invited me. I was trying my best, to become something, to showcase my talent. But it was quite unfortunate that I had to travel, left my school, went to Lagos, then spent like 7 days
and nothing
came out of it. Even within my own vicinity. I will go to the location. Many things happens to the extent I have to be like, right, I think this is the right for me to stop for a while. Then later,
You come back.
yeah, I came back.
Okay, you said you're a producer, and do you have any work a project you're working on right now?
Yeah, I've got Tongoro, which is porcelain.
That sounds to me it sounds literary because I can't really pick. You know, there are some stories, there are some titles you hear, and you can always tell this is what will happen inside the movie. But hearing that title, I can't really say okay, what?
Porcelain. That's precious, like a plate, precious something. That's porcelain, something that you treasure. So you be like, right. In that movie, I don't want to sell it out.
Okay.
I want you guys to wait on it. But Tongoran Porcelain is a Yoruba movie.
Okay.
Because we need to promote our culture and norms. It's very, very rich. Tongoran has to do with love. How we mingle it. What do we call love? And in that, we preach moral as well.
Okay.
So, wait on it.
So when should we look forward to that? When should it be out?
All right. Tongoran is not everyday movie. It's just, when I mean by everyday,
it's not just a regular thing.
Just not a regular story.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, it's not something you're going to expect in 3 months, in 6 months. It might be later.
So we should watch out for that excellent piece of art coming.
Wait on it. I've got a jar as well.
Okay.
A jar is on its way as well, and that might take long as well. But it won't take more than maybe like a year. Let's say a year.
Oh, that's long in its own. All right. Finally, I want you to. I want to ask you a simple question, and the question is this: if you have a power, because you are a lady, and sometimes I've had a rapport with men in the industry or not ladies. If you have a power to change anything in the industry, because you said there are a lot of things happen in the industry. If you have the power to say, okay, I give you this power, change anything you want to change in the industry, all that.
The way we produce our movies. Yes, I like us to promote our culture. That is our culture is our heritage.
Sure.
So if we have sold it out, we need to bring it back. We all know that this is our culture, this is our norms, and it's very, very rich. So why do we imbibe on other culture? Why do we think this is not right for us? Or when you look at the kids of nowadays, they can't speak Yoruba. Most of them, they speak English fluently. That is not your language.
And why they refer to Yoruba as vernacular?
Yes, no, it is not. It is not. English is not our language. Yoruba is my language, and I'm proud to be a Yoruba girl. So if I'm going to work on anything, I work on how we promote our culture with our story in a very, very good way. In a very, unique way. And that's the right word.
So from being a producer, being an actor and everything, how would I say how many now? Because I know you would have featured in a whole lot of movies. But let me just say that you can remember, or those that you know that people probably called you and say, oh, this person, this is I got from this movie, I knew this person and all that.
I produced, my first production was 80. The second one, Okete, Akwaishe, Ireti Gbeyin, Amunisi, Alumoni, Compliance, Intent, Macon, Atari, Pathway, Eja, Adeun, Compromise, and Tongoron Porcelain.
Coming soon. Watch out for Tongoron. Watch it. You should, with that name alone, I think there's something you need.
You can't wait to watch it. You can wait. We've got loads of talent in it. We've got Muiwa Demola, who is the director. We've got Adebayo Salami, the legend. We've got him there. We've got Ibrahim Chata. Oh, you can't wait to watch it.
Really?
I can't. You will love it. We've got loads of talent.
Wow.
So you will love it. You will enjoy
Congratulations.
it. Thank you so much.
In advance.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I want you to just give out your final words to your colleagues in the industry and your fans.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for your love. Thanks for bringing the best out of us, because without you guys, there is no Wumi Olabimtan, there is no other actors. So thank you for supporting us. Thank you for everything. And to my colleagues, thank you so much for doing your best to preach the moral. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you much, ma'am, for giving us the privilege to come and chat with you.
Thank you.
And it's my sincere desire that I'm going to see you going higher and higher, and to see you do greater things in your career. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, so you've heard it all from my guest. I want to believe you've picked one or two things from all she said. And thank you very much for joining us on this edition. Watch out for the next edition of One on One on PEP TV. My name remains Debbie Ology.